A happy early Thanksgiving to everyone listening at home as we welcome you live to the Jack Manley Wellness and Athletic Center here on the Catonsville campus of the Community College of Baltimore County. We are getting set for our final game before the Thanksgiving break for men's basketball as the CCBC Catonsville Cardinals take on the Trojans of Allegany Community College. Hello everyone, this is Isaac Donsky ready to bring you all the action here. A fun matchup ahead of us tonight. Let's start off talking about the visitors. Allegany is coming off of a big weekend at the New Rochelle, New York Monroe Athletic Complex for the Monroe College Invitational, where they finished up that tournament with a victory over Eastern Florida State. 5-3 on the season overall. It's been a great start to the year for Allegany, and they've been primarily led by a trio of scorers who are scoring in double digits. Catonsville, meanwhile, 2-4 start to the season. It's been a rough one for them. Injuries have hobbled some of their top players, especially the players leading them in all statistical categories, that being Keith Bullock Jr., who will be out tonight, the third game he's missed this season. I should mention that in the 4 games that he has played, the Cardinals are 2-2. Catonsville coming off an 88-85 last-second loss to Baltimore City Community College last Friday. This will be their final game before the Thanksgiving break. They won't be home again until December 7th. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for tonight's contest, and we begin with the visitors from Allegany. Starting at guard will be a freshman from Chester, Virginia, number 1, Takeo Carpenter. Starting at guard, a sophomore from Lyon, France, number 2, Bowain Balibonza. Starting at guard, a sophomore from Baltimore, Maryland, number 3, Dalen Brandon. Starting at guard, a freshman from Malmo, Sweden, number 11, Tyson Ogene. And starting at center, a sophomore from Yardley, Pennsylvania, number 22, Gary Francis. Now here are the starters for your CCBC Catonsville Cardinals. Starting at forward, a sophomore from Nassau, Bahamas, number 0, Christopher C.J. Johnson. Starting at forward, a sophomore from Randallstown, Maryland, number 15, Austin Smith. Starting at forward, a sophomore from Owings Mills, Maryland, number 23, Maurice Smith. Starting at guard, a sophomore from Baltimore, Maryland, number 25, Jalen Yates. And starting at forward, a freshman from Washington, D.C., number 30, Caleb Gray. We'll be back in about 7 minutes with the start of this evening's contest. all set to get underway here. Cardinals home whites. Austin Smith will be at center court to tip it off. We got a fast start here, and we're off and away. Cardinals in their home whites, red numbers, black trim. Allegany, navy blue, green numbers, white trim. And it's Maurice Smith trying to fight into the paint, trying to break away. He goes to the freshman Caleb Gray. Gray back to Jalen Yates. Yates for three from the corner. Oh, just misses it. Rebound taken by Allegany. Number 2, this is Bowain Balebonza from France. Now it's out to Takeo Carpenter. He tries the three, and Carpenter misses as well. So the two teams are going to exchange missed threes here as we get underway. It was a quick start to this one. They wasted no time getting to the tip-off. We're underway now. Christopher Johnson, CJ, you may notice the wrapping around his knee. He's fighting off a knee injury, which kept him out of the last few games. There's a skirmish there for the ball, goes out of bounds, and it looks like possession is going to stick with Catonsville. Now, ladies and gentlemen, over the course of this game, if you happen to hear me repeat information or it sounds like I'm speaking into a separate microphone, that is because I'm pulling double duty tonight, working both as the PA announcer and the play-by-play announcer here. Maurice Smith to inbound. Reese finds CJ. It was a deep pass. And there's going to be a hint of nervousness in this crowd tonight whenever CJ gets the ball. He is coming off that injury. It's good to see him back in the lineup, but unfortunately, the Cardinals' other star, Keith Bullock Jr., he's out with injury. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Yates fighting into the paint, puts up a floater, won't go. The rebound's taken by Leon Alung, number 20, who actually looks like has gotten the start. This is Elung. He was not on the initial starting list as a three taken there by Tyson Ogin. So there was a slight mistake, it looks like, in the starting lineup. We did not notice Leon Elung got the start instead. Ooh, there's a dump by Dalen Brandon. It's 5-0. Reese trying to fight through the full court press. He finds CJ. And CJ is fouled along the sideline. So there was an error in the starting lineup. We accidentally named Gary Francis as the starting forward. It is instead Leon Elung from Columbia, Maryland, who gets the start. I believe that may have been a miscommunication. Or a last-second change, it looks like. Reese to inbound. He finds Yates. Back underway we go. Cardinals trailing 5-0, and that was a big momentum booster there. A deep three and a dunk. Here is CJ. Directing traffic. Finds Caleb Gray. 6 seconds left of the shot clock. 5, 4, got to get a shot off. Reese charges to the basket, puts one up. There's a foul called with a second left on the shot clock. Refs discussing. And they're going to call a charge against Maurice Smith. Entering the game for the Cardinals, number 12, Kurt Smith Jr. So that's Kurt Smith Jr. entering the game for the Cardinals now, making his first appearance, one of many young freshman players who have excelled so far in this young season for the Cardinals. As there was a near steal there by Caleb Gray, and a foul is called. And they're going to call the foul on Gray. Inbounds pass goes to Dalen Brandon, number 3. Brandon with that big dunk earlier. Tries to get over the middle and passes it right into the arms of Jalen Yates, who passes it off to Junior. Miscommunication on that pass attempt. Now, those of you who are eagle-eyed at home may notice that our camera isn't in the normal place. We had to shift it over a bit to accommodate our, as we have a timeout called here by Catonsville. This is their first timeout. Timeout, Catonsville. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, that's just me repeating the information for the PA announcements. As I was saying before this timeout, if you noticed that our camera is shifted over a bit, that is due to the configuration of our bleachers. We had to shift the camera over a bit off of center court. Hopefully it isn't that big of a problem for you at home. Shouldn't be. With that being said, it's 5-0 here, 17 minutes, 20 seconds to go in the first half. Cardinals trailing in what has the makings of, I'd say, a defensive battle, as both teams have had some great stops. Partisan crowd here today. Most of them seem to have made the trek out from Cumberland, where Allegany College of Maryland is located. Ooh, Jalen Yates loses his shoe, tries to play without it, and that's it taken away by Takeo Carpenter. A foul is called. Is it a foul or a travel? We're waiting to see. So there was a foul called. By the way, entering the game for the Cardinals at this point is Carlos Green, number 2, who came in during that last time out. Got to give Jalen Yates credit there for trying to play without a shoe. Here's a deep 3 from the corner that is airballed. That was Takeo Carpenter, but the rebound is taken. Here's another chance, another 3, no good. Austin Smith gets the rebound. Good job by him. Now here's Carlos Green. There's a height disadvantage. He's got to fight through it. That was a dangerous pass, but it doesn't matter. Jalen Yates fights through. Now here's CJ, pulls up for the jumper, and it's swatted out of there by Leon Alung. Now charging to the basket. From the 3, Allegany, Brandon can't get over the head of Caleb Gray. Rebounds taken by the Cardinals. Frantic start to this game, but the Cardinals just can't seem to find the basket so far. Gray gets the pass from Green, feints a pull-up, passes over to CJ. CJ over to Green in the corner for 3. Oh, he can't connect. When will this dry spell end for the Cardinals? Rebounds taken by Allegany. Oh, can't. Balibonza having trouble holding on to it. He passes out instead to Allegany, and he misses the 3 too. A lot of missed 3s so far, as a foul is called. Substitutions coming into the game. Let's quickly name them off. Entering the game for the Cardinals, number 23, Maurice Smith, and number 5, Iru Pettis. Entering the game for Allegany, number 4, Chubb Hillard, and number 13, Christian Champagne. So Chubb Hillard, Christian Champagne into the game for Allegany. Reese Smith, Iru Pettis into the game for the Cardinals. Inbounds pass. They're going to get it to Allegany. Allegany tries to fight through. A foul is called, and it's a charge against Allegany. A lot of fouls being called here in these opening minutes, and the hope is this won't end up being one of those games where everybody gets bogged down in fouls. Ooh, inbounds pass was tipped, I believe, by Brandon. And now an interception there by Carpenter. Carpenter passes out to Hillard. Hillard finds Carpenter again. 18 seconds left on the shot clock. Allegany for 3. Can't connect, but the rebound is taken by Champagne, and he scores on the rebound. Oh, another attempted interception and a nasty collision there between Champagne and Gray. Gray hits the floor. A foul is definitely going to be called here against Champagne. That'll give Catonsville a good chance. They trail 7-0 as we have another substitution. Entering the game for the Trojans, number 0, Cameron Brown. So that's Cameron Brown coming in, the freshman out of Odenton, Maryland. Both teams have equal numbers of freshmen and sophomores, it looks like. Or at least pretty equal. Reese pulls up, feints, now puts up a shot, still can't connect. We've gone 5 minutes into this first half and still no scoring from Catonsville. Frustrating to say the least. Contested 3, bounces off the rim into the hands of Reese. Now Reese, deep pass over to Gray. Will this end the scoring drought? It will. Caleb Gray hits the court, but he connects. It's 7-2. Now the Cardinals trying to drop back on defense here. And a nice steal there by Carlos Green. And a foul is called as well, just as another steal was about to happen. Carlos Green, the shifty freshman, getting it done. Trying to build some momentum for the Cardinals. Another substitution coming in for Allegany. We switch back to PA mode right now. Entering the game for the Trojans, number 10, George Mitchell. So that's George Mitchell has entered the game. At 5'11", he's the shortest player in the lineup for a Allegany team that has a major height advantage here over Catonsville, and they are taking full advantage of that. Mitchell immediately getting into the action as he tries to guard Reese, and a steal by Brown. Brown trying to go coast to coast, but he can't get there. There's a collision, the ball goes out of bounds, and a foul is called. So for the first time tonight, a player will go to the line. Cameron Brown will go to the line to shoot 2. Cameron Brown to the line to shoot 2. Brown misses the first, kind of skates off the top of the rim like it's on ice. It remains 7-2. Crowd still trickling in here. Good crowd today. This is the final game before the Thanksgiving break, as the second shot does go in. First of 2 scheduled breaks this year for CCBC Catonsville. They've got the Thanksgiving break, then the winter break. They'll wrap up just before the spring starts, and around that time is when baseball and softball will kick off. It's a long season, but it's a fun one. Here's Pettis. He dishes out to Gray. Gray bounces off the rim. Don't know if that would have been a 2 or a 3. Deep pass coming in and is intercepted by Gray. He makes up for it. Passes out to Reese, but he's got to be careful. Allegany is playing tight defense here. Full court press. They don't care. Reese dishes through, gets it to Pettis. Pettis fights for it. Oh, he can't connect. Oh, but it's stolen away by CJ. And a foul is called as CJ scores. It looks like Christian Champagne mishandled the rebound, and it fell right into the hands of CJ, who puts up the points. So it's 8-4. And CJ will head to the line to shoot 1. CJ connects. We have another substitution. Entering the game for the Trojans, number 20, Leon Elong. Leon Elong back into the game for the Trojans. Again, he was one of the starters who was a last-minute change. 3-point attempt, and it's sunk by Chubb Hillard, number 4. Makes it 11-5. Here's Iru Pettis trying to respond. Fighting to the basket. Oh, he got it. Now trying to get back on defense. Allegany tried the same play. They tried a deep pass to Chubb Hillard, who was racing down the sideline, but this time Maurice Smith was there to intercept. But unfortunately, too much contact was made. That's going to be a foul, and we're going to have another substitution as entering the game for the Cardinals. Number 5, Jaleel Miller. Timeout, Allegany. So Jaleel Miller subs into the game for the Cardinals. Timeout is called. It's 11-7. It'll be a 30-second timeout. It's been the Cardinals freshmen who have really been big helps in this game so far. Entering the game for the Cardinals, number 12, Kurt Smith Jr. Kurt Smith Jr. also entering the game for the Cardinals. Trailing 11-7, 13.5 minutes to go in this first half. And Allegany has played some of the same moves they've played to get around Catonsville so far. Hillard tries to pass to Brown. It was a little off target. Now Brown charges the basket, dishes it out, and somehow Leon Elong fights through not one but 2 Cardinal defenders and hits the poster, and a foul is called too, so he'll go to the line to shoot 1. Extends the lead to 13-7 and gets this crowd roaring. It is mostly an Allegany crowd who's out here tonight. Leon Elong to the line, shooting 1. And he will make it a 7-point lead for Allegany. Substitutions coming for the Cardinals, as it looks like Chisatir Opara is about to check in. He's been a quiet contributor this season so far. He's finished in the top 3 in scoring twice so far. It's good to see. Ooh, good deed there by Allegany, trying to force Catonsville out. Green for 3. Off target, rebound bounced around, taken by Hillard, excuse me. Now a 3-point attempt. That is sunk by number 10. That's George Mitchell. Allegany spreading the love, it looks like. Everyone's getting a chance to score. Green trying to get a pick from Jaleel Miller, maybe a double pick from CJ. Green fights through, puts up a shot, won't go. It remains a 10-point lead, 17-7. Except now, CJ with the steal, flips it to Green. There's a size disadvantage, and it's blocked by Dalen Brandon. Now Brandon gets the dish, charges towards the line. Oh, what a block there. Jaleel Miller, it looks like. And CJ's going to be called for a foul. That's his third, it looks like. 1-1. Entering the game for the Cardinals, number 24, Chisatir Opara. So to the line to shoot 1-1 is going to be Leon Alung. And he makes the first, so it will be a second. Entering the game for Allegany, number 1, Takeo Carpenter. Alung's second shot. Won't make it this time. Rebound taken by Miller. He hands it off to Kurt Smith. Back we go. Smith finds Green. Green kind of boxed in there. He has to dish it out back to Miller, now to Pettis. Keep an eye on the shot clock this time. It's an all-freshman lineup out there for the Cardinals. As Pettis, was there contact between him and Carpenter? It looks like it. That's going to be the 7th foul so far for Allegany, or the 6th, excuse me. Inbounds pass goes to Miller, who hands it right back to Junior. Allegany's defense has played fierce tonight. They lead 18-7 as we're about halfway through the first half. Pass goes to Green. 10 seconds of the shot clock. Green puts up a floater. He was kind of behind the basket. Ooh, there's a collision behind the basket as Green and Elung collide with each other. But Carlos Green gets his first points of the night, makes it 18-9, a 9-point disadvantage for the Cardinals. 3-point shot here taken by Hillard. Hillard. Rebound taken by the Cardinals. Junior trying to fight to the basket, puts up a shot, won't go. Hillard snatches the rebound away from Tier. Now Hillard, deep pass. That was a risky one to Carpenter. Carpenter gets it out to Brown. Now Brown to Elung. Tier comes shooting in there to try and get the block, and a foul is going to be called. Catonsville foul at number 24, Chisatir Opara. Leon Elung to the line to shoot 2. More substitutions on the way as Elung heads to the line once again. This will be his 4th trip. His 3rd trip. Entering the game for the Cardinals, number 10, Nick Moore. Entering the game for the Trojans, number 22, Gary Francis. Quick substitutions being made here between shots. 10 minutes, 55 seconds to go. It remains 18-9. Elung practices a shot there. Takes a few bounces. Puts it up. And can't connect. So a disappointing trip to the line for the Trojans. And now the Cardinals are going to get... They will get possession as we have another substitution. Entering the game for the Trojans, number 34, Fidel Mpanzo. So that's Fidel Mpanzo entering the game now at 6'11", the tallest player on the roster. He's from Luanda, Angola. Luanda, the capital of Angola. Good to see international representation here. Pettis, Miller, pulls up for the jumper. Can't connect. Rebound's going to be taken away by Francis. He hands off to Brown. Back underway we go. Both teams have cycled through most of their lineups as now, a steal. Green steals it away, dishes it to Pettis. Pettis lays it up and in. Don't think he had the momentum for a dunk, but that's okay. Score is 18-11. Don't need to be pulling that just yet. Carpenter pulls it up and he responds, makes it 22-11. It remains a 9-point game. Now Green trying to break away from his defender. He hands it off to Nick Moore. Oh, Moore with an extra step. That's going to be a traveling violation. Mistakes are piling up for the Cardinals here as they trail by 9 with 10 minutes to go in this first half. Brown to Mitchell. Mitchell for 3. Allegany has some shooters. I cannot deny that. It's 23-11 as Catonsville takes a timeout. Timeout, Catonsville. Halfway through the first half, let's look at the scoreboard right now. Pettis with 4 points leads the Cardinals. Christopher Johnson and just Christopher Johnson with 3 in second. Then it's 2 points each for Carlos Green and Caleb Gray in what's been a difficult shooting night so far for the Cardinals. And if you want to see how bad that shooting has been, Cardinals are 5 of 18 so far and 0 for 3 from three-point range. Allegany, meanwhile, 8 of 16, 4 of 12. George Mitchell leads the way with 6 points. Leon Elong with 4. Chubb Hillard, as he likes to go by, with 3 points. All but 3 players who have hit the floor for the Trojans have scored so far. Cardinals got to do what they have been doing this season when they got into situations like this. They've been able to slow the pace of the game and try and forge comebacks, and it has worked. Coach Great White giving the lowdown to his team. On the court for the Cardinals, looks like we're going back to some of the sophomores. It's going to be Opara, Yates, Miller, Green, and Pettis. So just one sophomore, excuse me. It'll be Mitchell, Carpenter, Brown, Mpazo, and Francis on the floor for the Trojans. Pettis will inbounds down 23-11, 9 minutes, 55 seconds to go in this first half. And a foul's going to be called on the inbounds as Mitchell got too handsy with Miller. Allegany foul on number 10, George Mitchell. That's going to be Mitchell's first. Allegany has 3 more fouls to give. As Jaleel Miller will go to the line to shoot 2, it looks like. Jaleel Miller to the line, shooting 1 and 1. Miller's first misses, so no points there for the Cardinals. Off the rebound, it's Brown. He is almost triple teamed at that point. Mitchell for 3. Off the rim, Miller with the rebound. Miller, pass to Green, that was dangerous. Ref had to bounce, and it's stolen away. Or is it? It will be. Little confusing there, but Francis breaks through and scores. We were a bit distracted there because one of the refs nearly bumped into our table trying to avoid that pass from Miller that went over the head of Green. He had to really dive for it, but he made it regardless. Here's Pettis. Oh, he nearly loses it. The ball bounced off at the heel of his shoe. He still gets it to Green, who gets it to Miller. Miller feints a 3, back to Green, back to Pettis. Pettis trying to fight in, puts up a wonky shot, but it works. 25-13. Pettis, it's a scoop shot. He underhanded it. I don't think I've ever seen that happen before. Here's Francis, guarded by Opara. Francis, double pick there from Opara and Yates. They have to dish it out. The Miller, same play that's worked, but Mitchell can't connect. Miller with the rebound. Miller, different names. Brown blocks that shot by Yates, but he catches his own pass. He gets it to Pettis, who puts it up for 3. Opara was under, and a frantic series of plays there have me out of breath. And it will be Allegany ball as we've got substitutions coming in. Entering the game for the Cardinals, number 15, Austin Smith, and number 30, Caleb Gray. Entering the game for the Trojans, number 4, Chubb Hillard. Number 5, Karam Brown. And number 3, Dalen Brandon. Substitutions out of the way. Now here's Mpazo. Oh, what a block by Austin Smith! Just smacks it out of the hands of Fidel Mpazo. Ball went out of bounds, so it will remain in Allegany possession with 17 seconds on the shot clock, but Austin Smith showing what he does best. He's the leading blocker for this Catonsville team. He may not have the height, but he definitely has the dexterity, as a traveling violation is called there against number 5. That's newcomer onto the floor. That's Karam Brown. We're back underway. Miller looking for an opening. Goes to Gray. Gray trying to break in. Oh, he took one too many steps. Traveling violation. Another traveling violation. Back underway we go. Carpenter with the behind-the-back pass to Hillard. Back to Carpenter, back to Hillard. Now out to Brown. Brown nails a three. That same play, that series of passes ending with a corner three, has been killing the Cardinals tonight. It's 28-13. About 8 minutes to go. Green trying to break through, having trouble handling the ball. He still manages to get it, tries to go the distance to the basket. Austin Smith trying to get the rebound. It's taken by Gray, and a foul is going to be called here as Gray was making the pass. The foul is going to be on Fidel Imponzo. Allegany foul on number 34, Fidel Imponzo. Caleb Gray to the line. So Caleb Gray will go to the line to shoot two, makes his first, makes it 28-14, so it's a 14-point deficit right now for the Cardinals. And head coach Great White was laying into Carlos Green for that mistake. Gray can't connect on the second, so it's going to be a 14-point deficit, 28-14. Back in action we go. Carpenter trying to break away from Green. Slipping around. Hillard won't connect. Rebound scooped around, taken by Miller. Miller needs some help. He goes and finds Green. Green to Yates. Yates wasn't expecting it, but Yates still pulls up for the jumper and misses. Rebound taken. Oh, hang on. Rebound. Yes, rebound will be taken by Brandon. Finds Carpenter. Caleb Gray was playing good defense on the last play. Ooh, mistake there. Brown dropped the pass. Yates steals it away. Austin Smith gets tied up. Traveling violation called. Ooh, wild back and forth action here. Entering the game for the Cardinals, number 23, Maurice Smith. Number 12, Kurt Smith Jr. Entering the game for the Trojans, number 2, Bowain Balibonza. And number 20, Leon Elung. Carpenter. They're trying the same play once again, this time with Balibonza. Instead, it's a feint. They go out now. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Brandon can't connect on that reversal scooper. Rebound's taken by Gray, who finds Junior, finds Miller. Miller finds Reese. Reese trying to get to the basket. There's a collision between him and Elung. Let's see what the call is. Allegany foul on number 20, Leon Elung. Maurice Smith to the line to shoot two. So 2 shots here for Maurice Smith after that foul by Leon Elung. That's his first. Catonsville has one more foul to give. Or excuse me, Allegany has one more foul to give. Catonsville has 2. Cardinals going to switch up the formation here as Miller drops back onto defense as Junior heads up. It remains 28-14. Maurice Smith is usually the leading scorer for the Cardinals. There he is. He connects for his first points of the game. He's usually the leading scorer for the Cardinals. It's been quiet so far in this rough first half. Elung finds Carpenter. Carpenter looking for an opening. Cardinals were sitting on that one. They weren't going to let him get away with the same play. Junior is going to be fouled. That was the last foul to give. Allegany foul on number 4, Chubb Hillard. Kurt Smith Jr. to the line to shoot two. So Allegany's out of fouls now. Kurt Smith Jr. to the line now to shoot two. He'll connect on the first after a bit of a bounce. Cardinals seem to have found the lineup that they like. They haven't made a lot of substitutions. Junior won't get the second, so it's going to be 28-16. Here's Brandon trying to get to Hillard. It was behind his back. Hillard's pass deflected out of bounds by Gray, I believe, as Cameron Brown re-enters the game. Entering the game for the Trojans, number 0, Cameron Brown. Brown playing alongside his brother, Caron Brown. Inbounds pass Carpenter for 3. takes a mighty bounce. Rebound by Austin Smith. Ooh, that wasn't a great decision there as he tries to pass it to Reese. And instead it's picked off by Brandon. Carpenter. Brandon spins around for the jumper and connects as he is fouled by Austin Smith. It'll be one shot. Dalen Brandon to the line to shoot one. Brandon will shoot one free throw. And that makes it 31-16 with 6 minutes to go. It's looking like a blowout so far in this first half. Cardinals have been struggling all night. Plenty of mistakes, plenty of fouls. Allegany's made plenty of mistakes too. Reese, contested shot won't go. That's the other thing. The Cardinals just haven't been able to connect on their shots. As Nouse Jr. trying to get a steal. Elung. Another dunk for Allegany. Oh, and a foul. Was that a foul? No, it is a foul, but it's on Austin Smith. Catonsville foul on number 15, Austin Smith. Leon Elong to the line to shoot one. Entering the game for the Cardinals, number 3, Iru Pettis, and number 24, Chisatir Opara. So Opara and Pettis re-enter the game. Austin Smith with his second straight foul. That's going to give extra points once again to Allegany as Leon Elong heads to the line, trying to make it 34-16. And Elong connects. It's been very balanced scoring so far for Allegany. All but 2 players, that being Bewayne Belebonza and Fidel Mpazo, have scored. Pettis tripped up, and a foul's going to be called here on Allegany. 2 shots coming up for Iru Pettis. Iru Pettis to the line to shoot 2. Pettis, leading scorer for the Cardinals tonight. Makes his first, takes a bit of a bounce. Looked like it would bounce away. It's all good. Entry the game for the Trojans. Number 10, George Mitchell. Second shot coming up for Pettis. Won't go there, so it's going to stay at 34-17. Carpenter pulls up. Can't connect. Rebound taken by Elung. Elung, he's got the whole Catonsville team around him. Somebody was going to knock it down, and it's knocked out of bounds, so possession will stick with Allegany. Allegany's strategy so far in this game has been pretty sound. They've been cycling out players like hotcakes, with a new player coming in pretty much every minute, and it looks like it's worked to confuse Catonsville. Cardinals tend to not make a ton of substitutions unless that's needed. That's been what the problem has been tonight. Inbounds pass. Hillard. Mitchell. Mitchell tries to find Elong. There's going to be a scrap for the ball. It's taken away by Junior. Junior tries to flip it to Pettis, but instead it slams into the scorer's table. Loud thud there. Looks like it was deflected out of bounds by the Trojans, so possession will stay with Catonsville as Junior calls for some assistance up front. He goes to Caleb Gray. Oh, Dalen Brandon trying to get in there, and that's going to be a foul on Brandon. Allegany foul on number 3, Dalen Brandon. That's going to be Brandon's first. A lot of fouling done here by Allegany, which is one of the reasons why this game kind of feels closer than it has been. Allegany's dominating the game, but there have been so many mistakes. Caleb Gray to the line, shooting 2. Gray will connect on his first. He's up to 4 points on the night. 34-18 with 5 minutes to go. Both teams over the foul limit, so these last 5 minutes of this first half could get slow and a little repetitive. Excuse me. Gray dishes the second, makes it 34-19. So Catonsville chipping away at that lead just a little bit. Here's Carpenter trying to fight his way to the front. See if Allegany tries to pull the same move that they've been pulling all night long. Brandon trying to get around Gray. Dishes it out to Carpenter for 3, and he nails it. 37-19. Pettis finds Green. Green going to try and go all the way. He dishes out instead to Gray, and Gray connects. Catonsville above 20 points. Good sign there. 37-21 is the score. Here's Green. He's been playing tough defense tonight. Pass goes over to Brandon. Brandon riding the baseline. There's a scrum for the ball. Bouncing around. Tier manages to get it. Junior can't handle it. Somebody grab the ball. It's finally picked up by Green. Pettis. And he finishes. That's a play worthy of being put on NBA on TNT Shaq in a Fool section. But it worked somehow. Ira Pettis manages to get the finish. He's up to 9 points. Brandon to Hillard. Hillard finds Elung. Elung fighting through. Traveling violation. Great defense by Tiro Para, as here we got a bunch of incoming players for Allegany. Entering the game for the Trojans. Number 11, Tyson Ogene. Number 13, Christian Champagne. Edge number 22, Gary Francis. Bunch of substitutions coming in now for Allegany, as Catonsville starting to get a little bit of momentum going here. Miller to Opara. Opara puts up the hook and connects. Well, how about this? After struggling to score all night, in these last 5 minutes, the Cardinals are finally starting to put that work in. They're starting to get results. Green, snappy. Mitchell trying to get away from Opara. Opara, one of the more larger players on the roster. Deep three for Carpenter. He can't go. I mean that in terms of physical imposition for Chisatiro Opara. He's a big guy, and his presence is known. He makes his presence known, excuse me. Word salad here. Miller to Green. Green getting direction from Coach White. Surveying the territory in front of him. He's going to get a pick here from Opara. Mitchell fights off the pick. Green tries to charge the basket. Opara trying to fight for the rebound, but the rebound is taken by Francis. He dishes out to Carpenter. Carpenter trying to juke away from Junior. Behind the head pass there to Francis. Oh, Francis took one too many steps there while trying to get around Opara. That's what I mean with Chisatiro Opara. Physically, he imposes on the other players, and they make mistakes. Entering the game for the Trojans, number 5, Karam Brown. So here's Karam Brown into the game now. As, Carlos Green couldn't connect on that pass to Miller. It went right through his hands and into the Allegany bench. 37-25. Catonsville's cut the deficit to 12 points. Question is, will that be enough? Karam Brown talking that talk as he tries to get around Green. Green, nasty block pick there by Champagne. There's a collision between Opara and Francis. Let's see what the call is. Looks like the foul was actually on Ira Pettis. Takeo Carpenter to the line, shooting 2. There'll be 2 shots for Takeo Carpenter, as more substitutions coming in for Allegany. Carpenter misses the first, as in come the subs. Entering the game for the Trojans, number 3, Dalen Brandon, and number 20, Leon Elung. So Leon Elung, Dalen Brandon back into the game. 2 minutes, 22 seconds to go, 37-25 the score. Catonsville starting to chip away at that lead. Carpenter makes his second free throw. It's 38-25 now. Green, 2 minutes to go. Green trying to get around Brandon. 10 seconds left of the shot clock. Green finds Opara. Opara pulls up for the jumper with 5 to go. Can't connect. Rebound is taken by Elung. Elung dishes it out to Carpenter. Now Carpenter finds Brown. Brown has trouble holding it. That ball has to be greased up. There's no other way why so many players have had trouble with it tonight. Brandon for 3. Misses it. And a foul called here against Opara. Oh, excuse me, a foul called on Elung. Chisatiro Opara to the line for the Cardinals, shooting 2. So the call there was on Leon Elung. a defensive foul. That's going to give Opara a chance to shoot. He misses there. Entering the game for the Trojans, number 4, Chubb Hillard, and number 34, Fidel Mponzo. Opara can't connect with either. Crowd getting into it there. Some mighty fine heckling, if I do say so myself. Brandon trying to posturize her, won't go. Rebound is taken by Hillard. Brandon gonna try again. Miller goes down. Hillard for 3, can't connect. Junior with the rebound. That would have been nasty had Brandon been able to finish it. Green trying to find Opara. Manages to catch the deflection, has trouble hanging onto it. He finds Junior for 3, can't get it. Rebound is taken by the Trojans. Catonsville reverting back to early first half form here. 1 minute to go. 1 minute in the first half remaining. Junior backs up, passes out to Green, over to Pettis. Pettis, man, that ball has to be greased up like bacon the way that everyone's been dropping it tonight. Pettis can't hang on to it. The ball gets knocked out of bounds by Mponzo, as now here come a bunch of substitutions entering the game for the Cardinals. Number 25, Jalen Yates. Number 35, Jonathan Chester. Number 30, Caleb Gray. And number 11, Kaye Pullen. A bunch of substitutions here. They're going to try and change things up in this final minute. Pullen immediately gets the ball, passes it out to Gray. Gray over to Yates. Yates, one of the best three-point shooters on the court for the Cardinals. He finds Junior. 9 seconds left on the shot clock. Junior out to Pullen. Pullen over to Yates. Yates, 4, 3, deep 3 for Yates. Can't connect. Rebound taken by Mponzo. Shot clock turned off, less than 30 seconds to go in the first half, 38-25. Cardinals looking at a much-needed halftime break as here's Chubb Hillard. Hillard finds Brandon. Brandon instead dishes out to Carpenter. Carpenter for 3. Can't connect. Rebound taken by Jonathan Chester, his first appearance of the night. He finds Junior. 3 seconds left. Chester to Gray. Gray pulls up for the jumper and beats the buzzer. Gray beats the buzzer. It's 38-27 as we head to the half. We are back and getting set for the start of the second half here at the Jack Manley Wellness and Athletic Center on the Catonsville campus of the Community College of Baltimore County. Catonsville trails Allegany 38-27. Let's take a look at the first half stats. Starting off with the visitors from Allegany with 38 points on the board. They've shot 43.3% from the floor, 28.6% from three-point range, 54.5% from free throw range. 7 turnovers, 9 points off of the turnovers, 26 total rebounds, 4 offensive, 22 defensive, 10 assists, 0 blocks, 6 steals, but they have committed 12 fouls. That is notable to point out. Meanwhile, for Catonsville, 27 points have been laid down so far. They've shot just 32.3% from the floor and 0% from from three-point range, but they are 50% from the free throw line. 6 turnovers, 8 points off of turnovers, 15 total rebounds, 2 offensive, 13 defensive. Catonsville getting crushed in that department. 5 assists, 0 blocks, 9 steals though. They've also committed 11 fouls. It's been a sloppy first half for both teams. Lots of errors committed. The team tries to turn it around now. They're actually getting a pep talk right now from current star sophomore Keith Bullock Jr., who's not playing tonight due to injury. He's giving them a pep talk. Take a look individually for Allegany. Leon Ellung's the leading scorer with 9 points. He also is the leading rebounder with 8, very close to a double-double for him. Leading assist is a two-way tie between Dalen Brandon and Chubb Hillard with 2 assists each. In terms of fouls, Tyson Ogene and Christian Champagne have 2 each, as does Leon Ellung with 2. Meanwhile, for Catonsville, it is a two-way tie in points with Iru Pettis and Caleb Gray. Pettis with 9 points is a new career high for him. Getting past his previous career high of 7 points, he scored against Middlesex College. Meanwhile, for Caleb Gray, those 9 points tie his 3rd career best, and also should be worth noting, they also include that buzzer beater that he hit just before the end of the first. Hang on one second. Excuse me, I got the names mixed up there. We'll continue looking at the stats. Excuse me. Leading rebounder for the Cardinals has been Jaleel Miller with 4. Leading assister has been Carlos Green with 2. In terms of fouls, 1 Cardinal player in deep foul trouble. That's CJ, Christopher Johnson, with 3 fouls. So with 2 minutes to go for Catonsville, 2 minutes to go before the start of the second half, the question for the Cardinals now is this. Can they overcome this sluggish start? Can they overcome all of these fouls and all of these issues? And can they overcome a hostile crowd that has been giving them plenty of lip this evening? It's unfortunate to see it, but it looks as if the Allegany fans outnumber the Catonsville fans here. Allegany fans do travel well. We'll see what happens. I want to give a big shout out to everyone here at CCBC Catonsville who helps get these games underway, runs these games smoothly, to all of our interns, part-time workers, full-time employees, and even members of our other sports teams who jump on board to help out at the scorer's table. We got a member of our women's basketball team running the shot clock tonight, for example. So on the court, as we start the second half for Allegany, it will be Carpenter, Ogene, Elung, Balebonza, and Brandon. So the first half starters. Catonsville will start with possession. On the floor for them will be Gray, Reese, Carlos Green, CJ, and Jalen Yates. 20 minutes to go. Can the Cardinals come back? We're about to find out. My mistake, actually, it's actually going to be Allegany who starts with possession, as Carpenter finds Brandon. Now Brandon out to Ogene for 3, and he can't connect there. CJ fighting for the rebound. Gray fighting for the rebound. Allegany gets it. Carpenter puts up the three. Can't connect. Rebound's knocked up and out of bounds, and possession will stick with Allegany. Ballet Bonza will inbounds, but it's kicked out of bounds, I believe, by Caleb Gray, so they'll try again. This time, the inbound pass is intercepted by Reese. He hands it off to Yates, hands it back to Reese. Here we go. Reese knocked to the floor. No foul was called. Now Yates trying to break up the play as a dunk there by Allegany. No foul was called as Reese hit the court hard. He'll get another chance with it. 40-27. It's a 13-point advantage for Allegany. Reese trying to get some assistance. Tries to hand off to Green. He gets hit again. No foul called. Now Reese charges to the line. He's fouled on his way to the basket. This could be on number 20. Allegany foul on number 20, Leon Alung. Maurice Smith to the line to shoot two. Maurice Smith will shoot two at the line here. And once again, for those who are just joining, the reason you may hear me repeat information, I'm pulling double duty tonight as both PA announcer and play-by-play announcer. Substitutions coming in. We'll do a quick break for those. Entering the game for the Cardinals, number 12, Kurt Smith Jr. Entering the game for the Trojans, number 13, Christian Champagne. Second one here for Reese. Trying to connect again. Cardinals have shot 50% so far tonight from the free throw line. And boost that up to 60% as Reese knocks down both. Makes it 40-29. Cardinals trying to get it to a single-digit lead, and it helps when Champagne misses that three. Junior with the rebound. He finds CJ. CJ out to Jalen Yates. Yates trying to play the perimeter here. Cardinals trying to do their usual shtick of slowing down the pace of the game. Yates double-teamed, finds Junior. 16 seconds left of the shot clock. Junior finds Caleb Gray. Gray pulls up, and he can't connect on the three. Brandon with the rebound. Deep pass over the middle. Brandon finds Carpenter. Carpenter charges. Collision. Foul's going to be called. Carpenter's going to head to the line. See who it's on. Catonsville foul on number 30, Caleb Gray. Takeo Carpenter to the line, shooting two. So two shots for Takeo Carpenter here to try and extend the lead. He'll knock down the first, make it at 41-29. Second one coming up here for Carpenter. He'll nail both. Carpenter's overtaken Leon Elung as the leading scorer tonight for Allegany with 8 points. Junior trying to break away from Ballet Bonza. Finds Reese. Reese pushing to the basket. Reese puts up a floater. It's partially deflected, which is why it didn't go in. Rebounds taken by Brandon. Brandon fighting to get away from Junior and Reese, and the ball slips out of his hands, but right into the hands of Allegany, and Allegany passes out to Champagne, now to Carpenter. Carpenter fighting towards the paint, finds Champagne. Foul's going to be called as Gray hits the court hard, and I think he's going to be called for the foul. Catonsville foul on number 30, Caleb Gray. That's going to be Gray's third, which is going to put him in deep foul trouble. Brandon will inbounds it for the Cardinals. Brandon, deep pass to Allegany. Allegany out to Carpenter. Carpenter trying to fight around from Yates. Try to look for an opening. He dishes it out to Champagne. Champagne with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Puts up a three. Won't go. Rebound taken by Carpenter. No one from Catonsville was fast enough to get it. Reese comes in from the back. Slaps the ball into Champagne's hands. And a foul's going to be called on Maurice Smith. Catonsville foul on number 23, Maurice Smith. Entering the game for the Cardinals, number 2, Carlos Green. So Carlos Green enters the game for the Cardinals now to replace Jalen Yates. Catonsville with 3 fouls already in the opening 2.5 minutes of this second half. Not a good start for the Cardinals as they trail 42-29. Allegany charges the basket. A foul is called. There's another collision. Multiple players go down. Allegany foul on number 11, Tyson Allegany. Entering the game for the Trojans, number 4, Chubb Hillard. Chubb Hillard back into the game now for the Cardinals. Also entering the game for the Trojans, number 0, Cameron Brown. Missed the substitution there, my mistake. These things tend to happen sometimes. Here's Maurice Smith. Dishes out to CJ. CJ lays it up and in. There was a collision and Allegany hit the ground. Doesn't matter. The Cardinals are above 30 points. 42-31, an 11-point deficit. Brandon for 3. Takes a lap around the rim, but the rebound instead goes to CJ. Now a deep pass from Reese to Caleb Gray. And Gray, oh, he can't connect. The rebound is taken by Allegany with a smile on his face. He dishes it out to Hillard. Now Hillard passes over the middle for Carpenter. Redirects it to Brown. Brown fighting into the paint, trying to get open. Swatted at by Gray. Rebound taken by Hillard. He scores. It's 44-31. The mistakes keep piling up for the Cardinals, and it doesn't help that in this game so far, the ball has kind of been acting like a slippery pig. It just won't stay in the hands of Catonsville players. Carlos Green misses a 3 there as it skids off of the rim. Brandon tries to find Allegany. Allegany, contested shot, he knocks it down. It's 46-31. A difficult evening continuing for the Cardinals. Reese manages to break away from Hillard. Dishes it out to CJ. CJ, and a foul on Brown as he reached up and grabbed CJ on the hand. Allegany foul on number 0, Cameron Brown. Christopher Johnson to the line to shoot 2. 2 shots at the line coming up for CJ. As Catonsville getting set to send in a bunch of substitutes. As CJ nails his first. Entering the game for the Trojans, number 5, Caron Brown. Entering the game for the Cardinals, number 15, Austin Smith. Number 3, Iru Pettis. And number 5, Jaleel Miller. So the Cardinals said he did their substitutions. Both teams in the first half spent plenty of time making substitutions as Christopher Johnson nails the second free throw there. Cardinals still shooting good at the free throw line. Both teams had plenty of substitutes, rapid fire substitutions in the case of Allegany. They slowed that down a little bit here, but I think we're starting to see it as another substitute is lined up for the Trojans. Carpenter for 3, nails it. Despite some contact there with Pettis, he was looking for a foul. It's 49-33. Pettis pressed hard by Carpenter and Brown. Nearly has it stolen away. He has to find help, and a traveling violation is going to be called there. Good job by Carpenter to draw it out. Entering the game for the Cardinals, number 11, Kaye Pullen. Entering the game for the Trojans, number 10, George Mitchell. More substitutions coming in for the Cardinals and the Trojans. In fact, for the Cardinals, Jaleel Miller, who had just checked into the game, now getting checked out for Kaye Pullen, who only played a little bit at the end of the first half. Carpenter pulls up. He's fouled. It takes a lap around to the rim and jumps out. Foul's going to be against number 3, Iru Pettis. Catonsville foul on number 3, Iru Pettis. Takeo Carpenter to the line, shooting 2. So 2 shots here for Takeo Carpenter. It's been a slow and sloppy game for the Cardinals. Plenty of fouls committed. They have 3 players with 3 fouls. That's Gray, Johnson, and Smith. Carpenter nails his first to make it 50-33, and a 50 burger has been dropped on the Cardinals this evening. Carpenter will nail both, and he is the first player this evening to get double digits in the scoring department. He's got 13 points. Maurice Smith now fighting down the baseline. Against the sideline. Got my vocab mixed up there for a second. Pass is intercepted by Brandon. He finds Mitchell. Mitchell goes to Brown. Brown, Euro steps his way to the basket and scores. Makes it 53-33. It's a 20-point deficit. Biggest deficit of the night now. As a foul is going to be called here against Karan Brown. Allegany foul on number 5, Karan Brown. That's going to be his first. Allegany, by the way, has gotten into foul trouble before this season. Back on Friday, November 18th, against Richard Bland College in the Monroe College Invitational, a fistfight broke out between the two teams. 11 fouls were called on Allegany, which caused that. Oh, block attempt by Austin Smith doesn't go. Foul's going to be called here. It looks like on Smith. No, it's going to be on Pullen. Catonsville foul on number 11, Kaye Pullen. Chubb Hillard to the line to shoot 2. Hillard makes his first. Pushes it to a 21-point lead. As I was mentioning, there was a fight that broke out between Richard Bland College and Allegany during their last tournament appearance as a result of that resulted in 11 fouls. Inbounds pass is stolen away from by Carpenter. He tries to find Mitchell. Oh, Mitchell got a hand on it, though. There's a disagreement between the refs here. See what it is. I think they're going to say that a Catonsville player tipped it. That's exactly what they're going to say. It's now substitutes coming in for the Cardinals. Entering the game for the Cardinals, number 2, Carlos Green, and number 12, Kurt Smith Jr. Mitchell will inbounds it to Brown. Brown trying to set up a play. Gets a pick from Carpenter. Finds Mitchell. Mitchell for 3. Couldn't find it. Rebound taken by Brandon. He's fouled by Austin Smith, and he will go to the line. Catonsville foul on number 15, Austin Smith. Dalen Brandon to the line, shooting 2. So with Smith's foul, that now makes 4 players for Catonsville in foul trouble. Entering the game for the Cardinals, number 24, Chisatiro Opara. Entering the game for the Cardinals, number 23, Maurice Smith. So Smith and Opara entering the game for the Cardinals now. CJ Opara. Opara pushes for it and scores, making an impact right away. 57-35 the score. Here's Carpenter. Carpenter spins around and lays it in, getting a big reaction from both the sideline and the crowd here. Pushes it to 59-35. We've got 14 minutes to go in this game. Here's Opara. Wide open, he misses. Ball went out of bounds, though, so possession will stick with Catonsville. Just a frustrating night for the Cardinals. The ball just seems to be greased up. We got another substitution, 1 second. Entering the game for the Cardinals, number 35, Jonathan Chester. The ball just seems like it's been dipped in industrial grease the way it's slipped out of the hands of pretty much every Cardinal player. Maurice Smith off the inbounds, nails a 3. Makes it 59-38. Cardinals were able to keep this game close in the first half, at least a little bit, as Carpenter misses a 3, Junior with the rebound, but now it's turned into an all-out blowout. Chester, ball can't handle it, and it's picked up by the Trojans. Carpenter dishes it out to Mitchell. Mitchell to Brown. Brown spins away from Reese. To the basket. He connects. Brown is up to 7 points on the night. Makes it a 5-way tie for second place in terms of scoring for the Trojans, with 7 each. Their leading scorer, Takeo Carpenter, has 15. Timeout, Allegany. And the Trojans now have taken a timeout. A bit odd when you're up 61-38, but I digress. Ladies and gentlemen, next CCBC Catonsville home game that you can watch live here on our YouTube channel will be Wednesday, December 7th, as the Cardinals take on Cecil College, that being the men's team. Next game for the Cardinals will be November 30th, Wednesday, about a little over a week from now, as they come out of the Thanksgiving break to take on Northern Virginia Community College on the road, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Meanwhile, next up for Allegany College, this weekend they're headed to Hagerstown Community College for the Jim Brown Classic, where they're lined up to take on Atlantic Cape and Monroe College. And then it's back home for a rematch with Richard Bland, the same school they got into a fist fight with in their last tournament appearance at the Monroe College Invitational. They've actually played Richard Bland. They're actually playing Richard Bland 3 times in this month alone. They were at Richard Bland for the Statesman Classic, which they won by 5 points back on Saturday, November 5th. So, rare occurrence of a team playing one opponent 3 times in a single month. I don't think I've ever seen that happen before. Foul is going to be called here as we get back underway with 13 minutes to go. Foul is going to be against Carlos Green. Catonsville foul at number 2, Carlos Green. Entering the game for the Cardinals, number 3, Iru Pettis. Karan Brown to the line, shooting 1-1. 1-1 here for Karan Brown off of that foul. Cardinals have 3 fouls left to give, as it does not work out there. Here's Junior. Finds Chester. Chester dodges and scores, but a traveling violation. You have got to be kidding me. Just a difficult night gets worse for the Cardinals. They trail 61-38. We got 13 minutes to go. There have been mistakes aplenty. The ball's like a greased up pig. No one can seem to hang on to it for the Cardinals. And as a result, this game has gotten out of hand for them. Karan Brown playing the perimeter here. Dishes it out to Carpenter. Carpenter for 3. Contested, and a foul's going to be called against Iru Pettis. A delayed foul. Catonsville foul at number 3, Iru Pettis. Takeo Carpenter to the line, shooting 3. So we apologize if anyone overheard that language. One of the fans in the crowd had a very strong reaction to that call. It was a delayed call as Carpenter knocks down his first. The call was delayed somewhat. They waited until after the shot had missed for the call. Carpenter knocks down both so far, pushing the lead 63-38. (64-38) the score now. Junior trapped in the corner, somehow manages to squirt out. But Iru Pettis' pass is blocked and picked up by George Mitchell, who can't knock it in. Rebound taken by Junior. Junior once again boxed in. He finds Reese. Reese tries to find Chester, but it's intercepted. There's a scrum. CJ picks it up. And George Mitchell blocks and draws the foul. Allegany foul on number 10, George Mitchell. Christopher Johnson to the line, shooting 2. All but 2 players have fouled for Allegany, as Johnson knocks down his first, makes it 64-39. It's one of those games, ladies and gentlemen, one of those hard-to-watch games where there's a lot more fouls than, it feels like there's more fouls than points being scored. Back on the attack they go. What an alley-oop that was, as Dalen Brandon alley-oops it to Chubb Hillard, and he finishes, makes it 66-39. Allegany is now just showing off at this point. Reese charging to the basket, contested. Hillard goes down hard and lands awkwardly on his wrist. That's not good. Smith did connect, so Catonsville will go to 41 points, but Chubb Hillard landed very awkwardly on that wrist. Hopefully he's okay. Injury timeout on the court right now. Hillard, by the way, 9 points on the night, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. He's had a fantastic night. He's been helped to his feet by his teammates. Doesn't look like it was his wrist, actually. He actually now is limping slightly. So it may have been the ankle he came down awkwardly on. He's going to be helped off the court, it looks like. Entering the game for the Trojans, number 11, Tyson Allegany. Maurice Smith to the line, shooting 1. So with Chubb Hillard off, Tyson Allegany enters the game. Maurice Smith will get a chance here to extend Catonsville's point total to 42. Cardinals still trail by 24 points, 66-42. As we're back underway. Cardinals now adopting a full court press on their defense. It's risky. It's going to allow Tyson Allegany to get open for this long 2. Oh, Dalen Brandon responds. He grabs the rebound and scores the dunk. That's the 3rd one of the night so far. And Junior with the rough pass to Smith. Reese fighting for it. Finds Jonathan Chester. Chester connects for his first points of the afternoon. 68-44. Here's Brandon. Dishes it out to Allegany for 3. He buries it, 71-44. It just keeps getting worse and worse for the Cardinals here. And for those who are just tuning in for the first time and are a little shocked to see me talk about the Cardinals like that, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, folks. That's not my job. My job is to provide commentary. And right now, the Cardinals are getting smacked around, 71-44 with 11 minutes to go. Foul's going to be called here against Allegany. Missed who that foul was on. Entering the game for the Cardinals, number 2, Carlos Green, and number 15, Austin Smith. So the foul was actually against Catonsville. So Allegany will now have the ball. Catonsville with just one more foul to give. Mitchell briefly loses control, gets it off to Carone Brown. Brown over to Carpenter. Carpenter to Allegany for 3. And he knocks it down. That's 2 straight for Tyson Allegany of Sweden. He's up to 13 points on the night. Now a steal here by Brandon. Brandon finds Brown. Back to Brandon. Oh, he missed it. But Mitchell gets the rebound and scores. That would have sent this crowd into the stratosphere if they connected there. It's 76-44. Somebody throw in the towel. Green puts up a shot, won't go. Rebound taken by Carpenter. Carpenter, no look pass to Brown. Brown fights through, has it stolen away by Chester. Good defense there. Chester to Green, Green back to Reese. Reese to Chester. Chester blocked by Allegany, goes out of bounds. Possession to Catonsville. In comes Chisatir Opara. Entering the game for the Cardinals, number 24, Chisatir Opara. It's 76-44 with half a half to go. Green will inbounds it to Opara. It was briefly stolen away by Allegany, but instead they're going to say that it was knocked out of bounds once again as we have another substitution as entering the game for the Cardinals. Number 5, Jaleel Miller. Green inbounds it. Bounces off of Austin Smith's shoe, back to the hands of Green. Green finds Miller. Miller trying to find Opara. Opara. Ball goes up and over the tower and out of bounds. Possession should stick with the Cardinals, I think. I think they're going to say it was tipped away by an Allegany player. Yes. Entering the game for the Cardinals, number 3, Iru Pettis. Green will inbounds it to Pettis, who's freshly checked in. Cardinals have a lot of players in the red when it comes to fouls. They have to be careful. Here's Reese for 3. Deep 3 by Maurice Smith with 3 seconds on the shot clock. He buries it. 76-47. Much needed points there for the Cardinals with 9.5 minutes to go. Brandon nearly loses control, finds Mitchell. Mitchell stepped out of bounds, possession will go back to Catonsville. Big break there for the Cardinals. Substitutes coming in for Catonsville for Allegany as entering the game for the Trojans. Number 0, Cameron Brown, and number 22, Gary Francis. Inbounds pass goes to Green, we're back underway. Green boxed in, double teamed, finds Pettis. Pettis down the sideline, finds Miller. Miller, corner 3. Oh, Jaleel Miller smacks it down, makes it 76-50. And that's Miller's first points of the night. Traveling violation, right? No, not a travel, a foul called against Carlos Green. Cardinals are over the foul limit, and that's going to send Cameron Brown to the line to shoot 2. Catonsville foul on number 2, Carlos Green. Cameron Brown to the line, shooting 2. Brown misses the first, remains 76-50. Second one goes in. 77-51 is the score now. Cardinals trail by 27 points. Opara fouled on his way to the basket. He scores, and he'll get a chance to add on. Allegany foul on number 22, Gary Francis. Chizitir Opara to the line, shooting 1. And Opara makes his shot, 77-53. Cardinals starting to get some momentum going. They're still trailing by about 20-ish points. Let me get that actual figure for you instead of just saying 20-ish. They trail by 24 points, excuse me. Francis has it stolen away by Miller. Miller, risky pass over to Reese. Reese to the basket, he connects. How about that? Makes it a 22-point game. Brown trying to fight off from Green. Cardinals got momentum going their way. They're still down 22 points, so it's still going to be a miracle. But with 8 minutes to go, that's still a lot of time in the world of basketball. Foul's going to be called against Green here. That's going to be his 4th. Catonsville foul on number 2, Carlos Green. Cameron Brown to the line, shooting 2. So 4 fouls on the night for Carlos Green now. He's 1 away from heading out. This would be the first time in his career that he's fouled out, as Cameron Brown can't connect on the first free throw, as here we got some subs coming in. Entering the game for Allegany, number 3, Dalen Brandon, and number 34, Fidel Mpanzo. It's Fidel Mpanzo. Brown does make the second free throw, makes it 78-55 with 8 minutes, 11 seconds to go. Cardinals back on the attack. Miller has to step back, gets it to Green, can't connect. Allegany nearly loses control, finds Brandon. Brandon took 1 too many steps, that's a traveling violation, and the Cardinals will get the ball back there. That was an awkward circumstance that happened there. Miller landed awkwardly on his ankle as he was trying to get the pass off to Green, had to take a big jump backwards out of bounds, stayed in bounds just long enough to get it to Green. Now back on the attack go the Cardinals. Inbounds pass goes to Reese, who dishes it to Miller. Miller tried to get to it to Tier. Ball went out of bounds. Possession is going to stick with Catonsville, it looks like, as they're going to rule that it was last touched by an Allegany player. Ball's being recovered from behind the bleachers as Green will inbounds it. Keep your eyes on Miller. He was limping a little bit. Inbounds pass. It's a risky pass to Reese, but he's got it. Reese gets a pick from Tier. Steps up for the 3. Too much bounce off the backboard. No luck there. Here is Allegany roaring down. Pettis goes for the block and a foul. See who the foul is on. It's going to be on Maurice Smith. That's his 4th. Catonsville foul on number 23, Maurice Smith. Tyson Allegany to the line, shooting 2. So it'll be 2 shots here for Tyson Allegany. He's the second leading scorer so far with 13 points tonight. Make that 14. By the way, Dalen Brandon for Allegany is on the verge of a double-double. He's got 11 rebounds and 9 points. He just needs 1 more point as entering the game for the Cardinals. Number 10, Nick Moore. Nick Moore enters the game for the Cardinals. Allegany makes both of his free throws, and it's an 80-point night for Allegany. Foul is going to be called here against Brandon. Allegany foul on number 3, Dalen Brandon. Maurice Smith to the line, shooting 1 and 1. Reese will connect on the first as we have substitutions coming in for the Cardinals. Entering the game for the Cardinals, number 0, Christopher Johnson, and number 30, Caleb Gray. And Jaleel Miller is going to head to the our athletic trainer bench to get his ankle checked out after he landed on awkwardly. Reese makes both of his. 80-58 the score now. Excuse me, 80-57. Here's Brown, dishes it out to Allegany. Allegany for 3, won't go. Brandon trying to get the rebound, can't get it. It's taken away by Ira Pettis. Pettis finds Reese. Reese, double teamed. Has to go hard there to get Pettis. Pettis finds Nick Moore. Nick Moore pulls up for the jumper. Oh, and it just bounces off the side of the rim. 7 minutes to go, it's 80-57. Cameron Brown finds Allegany. Allegany to Francis, and Francis lays it in. 82-57. Moore to Reese. Reese looking in the direction of CJ. CJ motioned, no, wait, I'll do a pick here. He's going to switch places with Gray instead. Gray will set up the pick. Reese pulls up, puts up the shot. In and out, and it's into the hands of Brandon. That's his 12th rebound of the night. Brandon finds Allegany. Allegany can't connect. Rebound taken by Brown. Brown guarded by Moore, backing up all the way to midcourt. Now Brown looking for an opening, gets a big So foul's going to be called here by Imponzo. I was going to say he got a big block there from Imponzo, big pick, excuse me, from Imponzo. But Allegany couldn't connect on the three-pointer. Entering the game for Allegany, number 13, Christian Champagne. Entering the game for the Cardinals, number 35, Jonathan Chester. Maurice Smith to the line, shooting 1-1. Will be 1-1 at the line here for Maurice Smith. And Smith can't connect on the first. Ball goes screeching back to the backcourt where it's picked up by CJ. CJ back to Reese. Reese charging towards the basket. Puts up a shot, won't go. CJ with the rebound and the score. Quiet night tonight for CJ. He's up to 10 points though. Second Cardinal player to break into double digits. Pettis falls. Will guard Champagne, but CJ manages to steal, gets it to Pettis. Now Pettis having trouble handling the ball, gets it to Reese, gets it to Chester. Chester, oh, it's blocked by Imponzo, and a foul is called. Allegany foul on number 34, Fidel Imponzo. Jonathan Chester to the line, shooting 2. It'll be 2 shots at the line for Jonathan Chester. After that foul by Fidel Imponzo, that's his third. Chester knocks down his first, makes it 82-60. Cardinals trailing by 22 points as another substitution here Entering the game for Allegany, number 20, Leon Elung. Leon Elung, who was the dominant force in the first. The second one misses. Oh! Wait a minute. The rebound slipped out of the hands of an Allegany player and out of bounds, so Catonsville is going to get possession here. Moore to inbound, goes to Reese. Reese, he's got 16 on the night so far. Reese charges. He's fouled on his way to the basket, and that's going to push Allegany over the foul limit. Timeout, Allegany. Allegany is going to call a timeout here. With 5.5 minutes to go in this game, the score 82-60. Maury Smith, the leading scorer for Catonsville with 16 points. Leading rebounder has been Jaleel Miller with 4. Leading assister has been Maury Smith with 4 as well. Folks, at the end of each game, I like to give out a little game player of the game award to the player who I think best deserves recognition for their efforts tonight. And despite what has been a difficult night for the Cardinals, so far tonight, I think I'm going to have to give it out to Maury Smith. 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 16 points. One of the few consistent aspects of the Cardinals game tonight. So shout out to Maury Smith. You're the unofficial player of the game tonight. Been a monster night so far for several of Allegany's key contributors. Takeo Carpenter with 18 points, 7 rebounds. Tyson Ogede with 15 points as Maury Smith goes to the line to shoot 2. And Dalen Brandon with 13 rebounds. Meanwhile, Leon Elung, who was one of the top players in the first half for Allegany, has been silent. 7 points, 9 rebounds, all coming in the first half. He's been held scoreless in the second half. Smith makes his second, makes it 82-61 with 5.5 minutes to go. Cameron Brown passes it right into the legs of a Catonsville player. And possession is going to stick with Allegany as the ball rolls up to our camera table. Our broadcast table is what I should say. Inbounds pass goes to Cameron Brown. Brown trying to get a pick. Set up a play here. Guarded by Nick Moore. Moore playing tough, holding him back. Good looks there from Nick Moore. Here's Champagne for 3. Nails it. Makes it 85-61. They may break 100 points at this point. They've got 5 minutes to do it as Maury Smith loses that greasy ball. Champagne passes to Brandon. Brandon dishes it out to Ogene. Ogene over to Champagne for 3. He can't connect. Maury Smith with the rebound. Reese, deep pass in the direction of CJ. It's knocked around, and possession will stick with Catonsville, as I think they're going to say that Champagne was the last to touch it. New player coming in for the first time tonight for Allegany, and it is entering the game for Allegany, number 14, Josiah Jones. Entering the game for Catonsville, number 11, Kaye Pullen. So both teams now start to sit in their bench players as this one is essentially wrapped up. 4.5 minutes to go. It's 85-61. Anything can happen, but at this point, I don't see a comeback materializing unless we get a miracle here. Here's Moore. Pull up. Off target. Out of bounds, though, and I think Jones, the new entrant, was the last player to touch it, as we have another string of substitutions coming in. Entering the game for Allegany, number 10, George Mitchell. Number 5, Caron Brown. And number 2, Bwayne Balibonza. Pullen is blocked his first attempt, but his second attempt he's fouled, and he'll go to the line. Allegany foul on number 13, Christian Champagne. Kaye Pullen to the line, shooting 2. Pullen makes the first. Amazingly, considering the amount of fouls that we've had in this game, no one has fouled out yet. Closest is Carlos Green and Maury Smith with 4 each. Pullen is going to make both. Makes it 85-63. Keeping it at 22 points where it's pretty much remained throughout the entirety of the second half. Cardinals have had a couple of quick runs as Champaign doesn't nail a three. Maybe. Rebound bounced around, now taken by Brown for a fresh shot clock, and he does manage to get a contested jumper. Makes it 87-63. As I was saying, the lead has hovered around 22 for most of the second half. The Cardinals have gone on a couple of runs, but they haven't been able to chip away at that lead as much as they would have liked. Here's Maurice Smith. Lays it in. Reese with 19 points on the night. Still a good night for him regardless. But stats aren't everything. A victory would have made this much sweeter. Mitchell for three. A little too much power as it skips over the rim. And Ira Pettis will just let it go out of bounds as into the game comes the leading scorer for Allegany. Entering the game for Allegany, number 1, Takeo Carpenter. Inbounds pass goes to Pettis right in front of our broadcast table. Pettis guarded by Mitchell. Pettis has had a career night, 9 points. Make that 11. First time in his career, Ira Pettis has hit double digits with 11 points on the night. Nick Moore with the steal. Moore lays it up and in. Nick Moore's going to get his first points of the night. He's up to 2. Under 3 minutes to go. Carpenter dishes it out to Mitchell. Mitchell for 3. Won't go. Rebound taken by Chester. Chester boxed in. What was Chester doing? Oh my goodness. He just passed it straight to Mitchell, and Mitchell laid it up and in. Put that one on SportsCenter's Not Top 10. He had wide open players in front of him, and instead he passed it off to George Mitchell. Reese can't get it in. Rebound taken by Reese, or is it a jump ball? Yes, jump ball. Possession will stick with Catonsville. Good fight there by Maurice Smith to get that ball away from Josiah Jones. Moore inbounds it to Pettis. Pettis pulls up. And Iru Pettis continues a career night with 13 points as another wave of substitutions coming in here for Allegany. Karam Brown. Don't know what he was doing there for a second. He pulls up, can't connect. Chester with the rebound. He dishes it out to Reese. Reese dodging through traffic. Finds Pullen. Pullen lays it up and in. Makes it 89-73 with 1:44 to go. Catonsville trying to cut into the lead as a timeout is called by the Cardinals. Timeout, Catonsville. 89-73. Cardinals managing to get the points in, but they just haven't been able to really close the gap as much as they would like. It's under 20, though. That's important. It is under 20 points. Coming out of this timeout, 89-73. We've got less than 2 minutes to go. Cardinals trying to get a miracle. Don't think it'll happen, but I have been wrong before. Inbounds pass goes to Champaign. Cardinals playing full court press, and they might get a chance here. Pullen jumps in. Pettis snatches it up. What a move there by the Cardinals. And a whistle is called. Timeout called by Catonsville. Timeout, Catonsville. So the Cardinals call a quick timeout there to try and set up this next play, it looks like. Still trailing 89-73. It'll be a 30-second timeout. Leading scorer for the Cardinals tonight has been Maurice Smith. 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 19 points. He's your player of the game. Ira Pettis, though, making a good case late for it. 13 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. A career night for Pettis. Good to see him getting... It's good to see him getting that experience. Nick Moore will inbounds it to Maurice Smith. We're back underway with a minute and a half to go. Here's Moore. Moore passes it out to Pettis. Pettis trying to go all the way, and one for Iru Pettis. A nice finish there for him, contested, and a foul is going to be called. I believe that was on Christian Champagne. Allegany foul on number 13, Christian Champagne. Iru Pettis to the line, shooting 1. Minute 19 to go, 89-75. Pettis misses. There's a scrum for the ball, but it rolled out of bounds. Possession is going to go to Allegany. If there was a chance, now is it for the Cardinals. They don't have a lot of time left. Here's Francis to Champagne. Over to Jones. Jones can't connect. Rebound taken by Allegany, and a foul is called with a minute 5 to go. Bowain Balibonza to the line, shooting 2. And for the first time tonight, Bowain Balibonza will score points as he scores. Entering the game for the Trojans, number 3, Dalen Brandon. Makes it 90-75. Now all but 2 players have scored as Balibonza misses his second. Chester gets the rebound, falls as he hands it off to Smith. Reese fights for it, has it stolen away by Balibonza, and a foul is called. This should send Reese to the line. Maurice Smith to the line to shoot 2. Reese makes both, makes it 90-76 as Catonsville calls a timeout. Timeout, Catonsville. One last minute to go in regulation for the Cardinals. Maurice Smith with 20 points. Ira Pettis with 15. Cardinals trail 90-76. Comeback seems to be slipping away. There was a little glimmer of hope in the last last minute as the Cardinals started to get another run going. They've done that throughout this game. The Cardinals have had moments where they've started to score in droves, only to lose their momentum after a big play is made by Allegany. With 1 minute to go, we're back underway. 1 minute to go in regulation. Brandon, as a foul is called on Nick Moore. Catonsville foul on number 10, Nick Moore. Dalen Brandon to the line, shooting 2. And this will give Dalen Brandon a chance to get a double-double on the night. He's 1 point away. And he does it. A double-double for Dalen Brandon. 13 rebounds, 10 points. A great night for him and a great night in total for Allegany. They're up to 91 points in this blowout victory over Catonsville. I say blowout loosely, as Catonsville has kept it slightly close. Now by that I mean they've kept it in the realm of, well, maybe we could make a comeback. Chester to Pettis. Pettis blocked and a foul. It's been a slow game with all of these fouls, which have aggravated the sidelines for both teams. Ira Pettis to the line, shooting 2. Crowd not so sure about that last foul as Pettis makes his first. He's up to 16 points. Again, a career night for Ira Pettis with 16 points on the night. His previous best was 9. He'll miss the second, but grabs the rebound, only for another foul to be called. Against Catonsville. Catonsville foul on number 3, Ira Pettis. That's Pettis' 4th. Amazingly, I've said it before, I'll say it again, amazingly, despite the amount of fouls that have been called against both teams, which, just checking now, 27 for Allegany, 25 for Catonsville, no one has fouled out yet. There's still 37 seconds to go. Josiah Jones makes his first. He's got points now, so this means that only Fidel Ponzo is the only member of the Allegany. Oh. Allegany jumped. That shot won't count. Catonsville with possession. 93-77, as I was saying, Fidel Ponzo of Angola is the only player for Allegany who hasn't scored so far in this game, but it has been a near flawless night for the Trojans as another foul is called. I say flawless again, very loose term because of all the fouls they've called, and they did make a lot of mistakes in the first half. Maurice Smith to the line, shooting 2. It'll be 2 shots here for Maurice Smith. He's up 20 points. And he'll stay at 20 points for the meantime as substitutes coming in. Into the game for the Trojans. Number 1, Takeo Carpenter, and number 11, Tyson Ogene. With 31 seconds to go. Smith. They'll miss both. Been a rough one. Ball knocked out of bounds. Possession to Catonsville. Good defense there by Nick Moore, forcing Takeo Carpenter to a mistake with 24 seconds to go. 93-77 remains the score. This one pretty much wrapped up. Cardinals going to try and get a couple more points here in garbage time. At least they're going to try to. They lose possession there, and now a chance for Takeo Carpenter. He lays it up and in with 14 seconds to go. Carpenter's going to finish the night with 20 points. 12 seconds left. This one pretty much put away. 95-77. Nick Moore's pass there actually bounced off the ref out of bounds, so they're going to say that Catonsville will keep possession with 8 seconds to go. The crowd not pleased with Carpenter's move there. Smith can't connect on the 3. Final seconds tipping away. Takeo Carpenter will lay it up and get up and in once again. They say they want to count it. Will they count it? I don't know. I gotta say, when you're up this much that late, you really don't need to add on to the lead, but that's just me. They're still seeing if they're going to count it or not, and it looks like the answer is, for the time being, no. So that's going to do it. The final score here tonight, 95-77. Catonsville will drop to 2-5. Allegany moves to 5-3. We thank you for tuning into this game. Next broadcast for the Cardinals will come December 7th as we take on Cecil College. Once again, thanks to everybody at CCBC Catonsville helps get these games underway. Oh, and score change. They're actually going to count it. 97-77 to KO Carpenters. Last two dunks are going to count. We will see you next time, ladies and gentlemen. This is Isaac Donsky signing off from the Jack Manley Wellness and Athletics Center. Have a good evening, folks, and a happy Thanksgiving.